Madrosed. Welcome to today's Big Brother 19 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Catbot. Cat, thank you so much for the Big Brother tumblers. They're super official and I feel so cool using it. So thank you so much for thinking of us. That's awesome. And thank you for your support. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Woo! Alright, so we are right about to have a double eviction. And it's very exciting. We're gonna go from like 6 to 4 people. That's crazy, right? Wait, no, 7 to 5. What am I talking about? 7 to 5 people. But before we get there, but first, Kevin and Jason were chatting in the money bedroom yesterday. How much would it suck if both of them left during the double eviction? Ugh. A few days ago, Kevin was telling Jason, like, I'm just gonna walk out if you're the one who's evicted because you deserve to be here, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't think Kevin's actually gonna do that. A lot of you guys have been asking about that. I don't think he'll actually do that. I think he's just saying that to make sure he's still good with Jason if he does go to the jury. And I think Kevin is thinking maybe he's gonna be the one going anyway, so he's like, yeah, I would have left for you. I don't know, but I don't see him leaving. So anyway, they're not sure which one of them is going at this point, and neither of them have been campaigning or even asking people about their votes. This is what happens when you have 2 recruits up on the block with one vet this season, just listening to everything the vet says and not knowing what's going on. Okay? Don't you realize you can campaign when you're up on the block? What the F? It's so weird. But Kevin can see kind of what's going on, you know, big picture-wise. He said that this season, people have been clinging to Paul and not questioning him because they think that it's going to get them further in the game because he's like the one vet and he knows what's going on. Yeah. And, you know, Kevin has followed this plan himself as well. He is stuck very close to Paul. He hasn't really talked to anyone in like 2 weeks because Paul told him not to. But he's saying a lot of people are not realizing Paul also wants to win. You know, he's playing this game to win. Yeah. For real. So then they were talking about how they feel like the pressure is off of them now because they're up on the block. You know, there's a lot of anxiety when you're not on the block because you're like, oh my god, am I going up? What's going to happen? But now that they're actually up there, they're like, well, can't do anything about it now anyway. I mean, you could campaign. I feel like this is so freaking ass backwards. Wouldn't you feel more anxious if you're on the block and your freaking toes are like dangling over the fire? Right? Anyway. The house guests have been suspecting they'll get some messages from home during this week's eviction show. I think there's a good chance that they will, because usually they do it around this time. It is, I don't know, it is a double eviction tonight, so I don't know if they'll have time for it, but like, the messages are quick, so could be. And like, honestly, what's actually even been happening this week anyway that's worthy of being shown? So like, they got some time to fill with these messages. But Raven was crying just thinking about it. She's scared to see her mom because she's sick and she's had surgeries. She doesn't know how they've gone. So Christmas and Josh were comforting her, and they were telling her, like, it's okay. If anything bad happened, you probably would have heard by now. So no news is good news. And I just saw today on Twitter that Raven was claiming that she went to, like, Belhaven University or whatever. And somebody asked them on Twitter, did Raven go to your school? And the school actually responded, and they were just like, we have no record of Miss Walton ever attending or graduating from our school. Oh, shit. So she freaking lied about that too. Damn. All right. So then Raven was also telling Christmas and Josh how she wants to maybe get into motivational speaking after the show. And I thought Christmas was about to freaking choke on her lunch because she's all Miss Positivity, like motivational person, whatever. And then you know how she feels about Raven. So to hear her saying that, she was like, ugh. But then she was like, if that's what you want to do, you should go for it. Alright, so then Paul and Josh had a little strategy chat in the HOH room, and nothing has changed. This week, Jason is still going home or to jury, and they both said they want to win this next HOH. So Paul's saying we need to focus. If we do get home videos, you got to make sure you don't get distracted by it. You know, you got to be ready to win that HOH. And Josh is saying that Alex has to go next, and Paul agrees. But Paul is then saying, like, if I win HOH, I want to put up Raven and Kevin. And Josh is like, shouldn't we just put up Alex right away? Because, like, everybody can play in veto anyway, so what's the point? And we've heard them talk about this before. Paul is saying he doesn't want Alex to think that she needs the veto. Maybe if she's not up on the block, she won't try as hard. I feel like she would still probably try really hard to win that veto and keep the noms the same. But he's like, no, she won't be, like, activated if we don't put her up right off the block. Or, right off the bat, sorry. And, Paul's saying if Alex does win the power veto, Raven will go. It's fine. They control the votes. So then Josh is asking, like, should I throw the HOH to you if it comes down to the two of us? Paul's like, that's up to you, man. But then he's also like, you know, I'd rather you win the next one, let me this one, because Paul, he's not an idiot. He wants to play in that final 4 HOH and guarantee his spot in the final 3. You know, he doesn't want to have to fight for that veto, because what if somebody else wins and votes his ass out? That would really suck for him. So he wants to win this one and final 4. He's like, Josh, you can have final 5, okay? So then Josh is like, okay, we'll see. So he's still worried that if Alex wins HOH, she's going to target him. So Paul is insisting he can convince Alex to go after Raven and Kevin instead. He's like, look, man, Raven is also going to be voting out Jason this week, so Alex will have a reason to put her up. Also, Alex is not just magically going to start liking Kevin. She's still going to want to get him out. It'll be interesting to see how Alex is going to react when Jason goes tonight, because she's pretty much going to be blindsided. But, I don't know. I mean, they might warn them beforehand. I don't know if Alex is going to get that warning, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because all week she's been, because she thinks Kevin is going. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And Paul is saying, even if you go up on the block, we control the votes anyway. The only issue is if 2 of their 3 are up on the block against each other. Ugh, that would be pretty tricky for them, but it'd be entertaining for us. Okay, so who do you guys think that Paul would vote out if Christmas and Josh were up on the block against each other? It'd be interesting. And I'm almost wondering if he's thinking in the back of his mind, like, maybe I should split them up, because he's saying he wants to go to the final 3 with the 2 of them, but has he considered, like, would these 2 take each other to the final 2 over him? You know, what if they won that final HOH? He's kind of leaving things up to chance here that he's definitely going to win. And I feel like part 3 of the final HOH is kind of like a toss-up sometimes. It depends if it's like questions about things that have happened throughout the season, or if it's that jury one where you have to fill in how each juror or finish their statement, whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that one is a little bit more of a crapshoot. So I don't know. You gotta wonder if he's thinking about taking out Christmas or Josh and splitting them up before the final 3, because there is a good chance that they would take each other and not Paul. I don't know. So, just some food for thought. Anyway, Alex and Jason also had a little game chat in the kitchen, and they're saying they're gonna gun for the next HOH. Ooh, Jason. He's not gonna be there. But they're saying they don't want to throw any more competitions, because the jury will think they suck. Alex says she should have just won the power veto this week, because the jury, she found out, watches the competitions on mute, so they're not even going to know that she threw that one. They're just going to think that she sucks at competitions. How about competing to win because you want to make it to the end? Does she really think she's going to, like, make it to the end without winning these competitions? Why would anyone keep you around? You're a threat. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, but she is so focused on the jury at this point that, like, her game is pretty much toast. So then last night, there was a little Christmas monologue in the dark HOH room. Seems like everybody went to bed pretty early last night, so she's like, I hope Jason is going to understand my move this week. And she's saying he's got to go more than Kevin. It's just got to be done. Even if she likes him as a person, he's got to go. So then she's also saying, I know what Josh is saying about Paul is true. Paul is trying to secure positive jury votes, her words. And she's saying you know, things should even out a bit when we get rid of Alex, because Paul's going to have to pull the trigger there. And she says, like, if necessary, we're going to press Paul to make sure that Alex goes, because she knows that he's kind of like, about it, because he doesn't want to lose Alex's jury vote. So she's saying, yeah, I'm having fun with Alex, but she's got to go next. And then she's like calling herself the Black Widow of this game, because she's saying everybody who's either targeted her or challenged her is gone or on their way out. You can thank Paul for that. Everybody who's questioned Paul is gone or going. I think it just lines up that Christmas feels like those people are after her too. Because let's be real, Paul has been controlling all these moves. So then she talks about some personal stuff. She's like, I can't fully be myself in here with all the cameras around. And then she starts kind of talking about Paul. Yo, does she have a crush on Paul or what? It kind of seemed like that in the beginning of the season, because remember how she was like rubbing up on him all the time? Then he's like, I got a girl on the outside. But like, then she kind of went away from it. She was all over Kevin, and then just like nothing. But now she's like back to Paul again. And at one point, he popped up in the kitchen on the spy screen, and she was like, and sometimes my heart stops. And then a few minutes later, she says that Paul makes her smile, and that's a little nugget of information. Oh boy. I think she like admitted to having a crush on Paul. Ugh. Alright, so then today, it was a boring morning. The nominees were packing, everybody was getting ready, cleaning up the house, and Josh cannot decide if he's going to break the news to Jason or not before the vote. So he's asking Christmas and Paul what to do. He's been going back and forth on this all week, but he's asking them what he should do. They both tell him, do what you feel is best for you. Josh needs you to tell him what would be best for him. But Paul is saying, you know what, I think you should probably just wait until the last minute if you're going to do it. He doesn't want to give Jason a chance to campaign to Josh, because he knows Josh is very emotional about this whole thing. He doesn't like the way they went about it this week, not telling Jason straight up, you're going home. So if Jason knows too early, there is that chance that he could flip Josh, and that would be very bad for Paul. So Paul's like, don't tell him, don't do it until right before. So I don't know if he means like, I don't know, 20 minutes before the show starts, or like right before they start voting, just going like to Jason. I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. So then other than that, Raven's been complaining non-stop about period cramps, and the house guests are all getting super annoyed. They're just like, enough! Okay, so then Josh was in the Apple Lounge with Jason at one point, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity for him to let him know, and you could tell he was just like, just thinking about if you should tell him or not, and it's just like killing him inside. And then Kevin comes in and just like takes away that chance. I don't know if he was going to do it anyway, but he's definitely not going to do it in front of Kevin. So Josh, I think he said it like at least twice. He was like, I just want you to know that I love both of you, and thank you for making this such a great experience. So they're just like reminiscing, talking about their families on the outside, blah, blah, blah. All right. So the plan for tonight. Supposedly, Josh will be telling Jason right before that he's going home. It's going to be a tied vote. This is the plan. I mean, I don't know if this is actually happening, but this is the plan. A tied vote with Paul and Alex voting out Kevin. And then you've got Josh and Raven voting out Jason. So Christmas is going to vote to evict Jason in the tiebreaker. And then Paul is going to act all shocked to try and save face with Jason for the jury vote, and Alex, just in case she wins the next HOH. There's going to be a fake fight with Paul and Josh. I don't know. And then it's time for the double eviction. I don't know if any of these plans are going to change when they find out it's a double eviction. Are they going to have time to squeeze that fight in there? I don't know. But anyway, it should be interesting. And a lot of you guys, unrelated, have been asking if Big Brother is going to let Josh know about Hurricane Irma, because his family's in Miami, which is like right in the path of the hurricane. And I saw on Twitter, Josh's family said they are evacuating, and they don't want Josh to know because they don't want him to like freak out about it. So I hope they stay safe. I hope everybody in the path of the hurricane stays safe. It's really scary, and if you guys can evacuate, you should definitely evacuate because it does not look good, and we're all thinking about you. So that's where we're at right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this double eviction. Please don't let Kevin go. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.